Welcome to Football Scientific with me, Aaron Sauter, right for CFLNewsHub.com. Here on Football Scientific, we cover the NFL, the IFL, the UFL, the NAL, the CFL, the ELF. Am I out of FLs? Probably. We cover all those leagues, plus more. Tomorrow, you can expect our Big Ten preview and power rankings. I'm pretty sure. But today, we're going to present our CFL betting guide for Week 12. Boop, 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 boop. We've been taking a beating. Boop, boop. Not so much last week. We were 2-2. But the week before, we're 0-4. Ow. But I'm still making picks like any good betting guide person. I just keep making picks. We'll see what happens. That's why I don't put any money on these games. I recommend not actually gambling. It's a bad call, man. But I still make the picks, okay? All right. I'm joined by my guest host, Ziggy the Zebra. Ziggy the Zebra, did you know we have 129 subscribers? We've added like 9 people in the last week. We're booming. Booming, booming, booming. Booming. Okay, that's enough booming. Quit booming. No, I'm booming. Boom, 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 boom. Boom! Okay, that's enough booming. Remember, if we get to 1 billion subscribers, we're going to buy everyone a piece of pizza. Little Caesars. Let me know what topping you would like. Okay, here we go. We're not going to start with the CFL betting guide. We're going to start with the NFL. Been a lot of things happened in the last 24 hours. Houston Texans signed former Dolphins long snapper Blake Ferguson. Okay. Tennessee Titans cornerback L'Jarius Sneed has passed his physical. He's going to start practicing today. Okay. Miami Dolphins have activated tight end Darren Waller off the PUP list just in time for fantasy drafts. My first one's tomorrow night. We'll see how it goes. First draft. See how it goes. Everybody will do well. I might pick Darren Waller. Even it's coming off retirement. Just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. Chicago Bears signed quarterback Tyson Bagent to a 2-year contract extension worth $10 million, $16 million as the top end. He gets $10 million guaranteed for beating the Buffalo Bills in a preseason game 38-0. Who would have thought winning a preseason game would get you $10 million cash? I would like $10 million cash. Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson says quarterback Terrell Smith out for the season. Goodbye, Terrell. Ugh. Your injury is terrible. Well, terrible. Atlanta Falcons offensive tackle Storm Norton has needed ankle surgery. He went out. He fell over today. Boom. Got carted off the field. Quick prognosis. Ankle surgery. Out 6 to 8 weeks. Baltimore Ravens. This is real bad. This player is on my fantasy team. Really the foundation of my fantasy team. Baltimore Ravens quarterback, Lamar Jackson left Wednesday's practice with a right hand injury. Initially, a right hand injury. He got knocked to the ground. But then it was later released. His foot got stepped on, and that's why he hit the ground, and his wrist was fine. I hope it's much to do about nothing. Like Shakespeare. Cleveland Browns trade defensive tackle Juwan Brim. Oh. They also get a 2026 round draft pick from the Jets. They're trading him to the Jets. They got a 2026 round draft pick for Juwan Brown to the Jets. The Jets are loading up. San Francisco 49ers wide receiver DeMarcus Robbins suspended 3 games substance abuse policy. Quit using drugs, DeMarcus. Quit it. Quit using drugs. Minnesota Vikings. They traded defensive tackle to the Jets. They just traded Harrison Phillips Sr. to the Jets. And they're going to cover $3.7 million of his $7.4 million contract. That's going to go for Minnesota. He used to play for the Buffalo Bills. Now he doesn't. He's back in the AFC East. They also got a 7th round pick for Harrison Phillips. No, they sent a 7th round pick to the Jets. So the Jets got defensive tackle Harrison Phillips and a 7th round draft pick. And the Vikings got a 2026 6th round draft pick and a 2027 6th round draft pick. We'll see what happens. Boom. Denver Broncos trade wide receiver Devon Bailey to the New Orleans Saints for a 2026 4th round pick and a 2027 7th round pick. He has played bad, and other receivers play good. He gone. Bye-bye, Bailey. Bailey. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Sky Moore got traded to San Francisco along with a 7th round pick for a what? A 6th round draft pick. San Francisco scrambling for wide receivers. Stop using drugs, DeMarcus. Sky Moore is there. He's now a 49er. Robert Griffin III says the Colts are tanking for Texas quarterback Arch Manning. That's why they picked Daniel Jones to be their quarterback. They want to lose. As if picking Anthony Richardson wasn't going to have them lose. Dude can't pick up a blitz. He's going to get hurt. What is going to happen? Daniel Jones is going to come stink the place up like he does. Week 10, bye week, they're going to put in Anthony Richardson. He's going to get hurt. And then they won't have to tank. Then they'll draft Arch Manning and he can be like Peyton Manning. He's not Peyton Manning's son, yo. That guy's at Baylor. Chattanooga. He's an 8th grader. LA Rams, quarterback Matthew Stafford back at practice. Back at practice. Back injury. Back at practice. Washington Commanders are wanting to trade running back Brian Johnson Jr., but only if the team that wants to trade for him is going to cover a part of his contract. They want to save some money. New England Patriots are open to trading safety Kyle Duggar. Now on tour. The Bengals need a safety. They should have picked Malachi something or other. I used to know his name. I'm blocking it out because he plays for the Ravens now. Malachi Starks. They should have drafted him. But now you can get safety help. For Trey Hendrickson, bad deal. Bad deal, Bengals. Don't do it. Bad deal. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Emeka Egbuka is now wide receiver 2 for the Buccaneers. He's earned a spot. Defensive tackle for the Buccaneers, Desmond Watson. Guess what he did? Got carted off. See ya, Desmond. Injured, man. Injured. Another injury. Las Vegas Raiders are trying to trade for Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson, but they have nothing to offer. They want a young defender. Send us Max Crosby. Trey Hendrickson for Max Crosby. Let's get it. If you're not sending Max Crosby, we're not interested. If I'm the GM of the Bengals, that's what I'm saying on the phone. If you're not sending Max Crosby, we're not interested. Clink. You can't even hang up a phone like that anymore. Be like, if you're not sending Max Crosby for Trey Hendrickson, then we're not trading with you. Beep. And the phone's not straight like that. Now it's like this. They probably put it on speakerphone like that. If you're not trading Max Crosby for Trey Hendrickson, there's no trade. Tom Brady. I got kind of out of control. Green Bay Packers and Buffalo Bills are trying to trade for Dallas Cowboys DN Micah Parsons. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Get Micah Parsons. Super Bowl. We'll lose it, but we'll make it. In the UFL, Birmingham Stallions re-signed center Cole Schneider and linebacker DeMarquis Gates. Also in UFL news, Arizona Cardinals signed St. Louis Battlehawks offensive lineman Donovan West. I guess he really is heading west. CFL Week 12 starts tomorrow. But before we go to our betting guide, let's talk about CFL roster moves. Edmonton Elks. They added from the practice roster American wide receiver Karis Jackson. American offensive line Gregory Island, who played for the Brahmas. Now he gets to lose with a different team. Elks. They moved to the practice roster American offensive line Mark Evans the second. I said the third, but it's the second. I'll have seconds. Montreal Alouettes add from the practice squad National Defensive Line Felipe Lemieux Cardinal. He's moving all the time. That dude gets moved more than people who move a lot. They moved to the 6-game injury list American quarterback Caleb Evans. Ow! That's why Shea Patterson's there. He's going to be next on the injured list. Montreal can't protect the quarterback, y'all. They moved to the single injury list American defensive back Robert Kennedy III. No, not the Maha guy. He's not that old man. It's different Robert Kennedy. That's Robert Kennedy Jr. I think. Or something. I don't really pay attention to government stuff. Robert Kennedy III, he's on the single injury list, man. Maybe it is the Maha movement. Maybe his health is being made great again. They add to the 7-game injury list American DB Kabian Ito. Kabian. Ooh, Kabian. They signed American defensive back Bubba Bolden. He played for the Brahmas. CFL. How do you spell? Moving on. CFL. They added from the single injury list national running back Sean Thomas Erlington from the Tiger Cats. He's back. He's from Montreal. They moved to the single injury list national fullback David Dallaire. He's worth the Dallaire. And national wide receiver Kajim Ferdinand. What's up with the echo in here? Winnipeg Blue Bombers moved to a single injury list national DB Nick Hallett and American linebacker Jonathan Jones. And they added to the single injury list national defensive lineman Cameron Lawson. Okay. And they added to the single injury list American running back Peyton Long. It's now Peyton Short. He's on the single injury list. They added for the practice roster global linebacker Fabian Whites. A lot of Fabians going on, man. A lot of Fabians. Fabian. Saskatchewan Roughriders signed American defensive back Benjamin Sapp III. And national kicker Campbell Fair. That's not fair. That's Campbell Fair. Okay. It's time for our CFL betting guide, week 12. We've been taking a beating, but last week we had a bounce back week. We're going to go 4-0 this week. 4-0. Thursday. That's tomorrow. August 21st at 7:30 p.m. We got the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 5-4. Traveling to Montreal, 5-5. Montreal's going to have Shea Patterson. Yet another quarterback to get injured. Winnipeg's starting to get together. They lost to Ottawa, though, I think last week or something. It's probably not a good sign. To go to Montreal. Montreal, Another quarterback is down. I say Winnipeg comes with Brady Oliveira and wins this game 27-24 in Montreal. 51 total points scored. What does DraftKings says? They agree. Okay, they agree. All right. They say Winnipeg's a 6-point favorite. Montreal 6-point underdog. Over under 48.5. If I was betting on this, which I'm glad I'm not, because I lose a lot, I'd take Winnipeg with the money line and go over. I also win a lot, but I make a lot of picks. So it all washes out probably. Friday, August 22nd, 7:30 p.m. I picked Winnipeg to win, and I would pick them to bet on and go over. Okay. Friday, August 22nd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Edmonton Elks, 3-6. Ottawa Redblacks, 3-7. One of these teams is going to win and have a chance to climb back into the playoff race slowly. Ottawa got a big upset last week. What's going to happen? Ottawa's going to run the ball. Edmonton's going to throw interceptions. Edmonton's going to run the ball, and Ottawa's going to throw interceptions. They're pretty even. But I say Ottawa at home wins 27-24. 51 total points scored. DraftKings doesn't agree with me. Oh, no, they don't agree. They got Edmonton as a 3.5-point favorite. I can't believe that, DraftKings. Are you trying to lose money? No, you're not. They got Ottawa as 3.5-point favorites. The underdogs. My bad. Edmonton's the favorites. 3.5 points. Ottawa's 3.5-point underdogs. Over under 53.5. I say it goes under. Boop. And I say I'm picking Ottawa with the points. Boom. Saturday, August 23rd, 3 p.m. Eastern. Afternoon game on Saturday. BC Lions, 5-5. Toronto Argonauts, 2-8. BC is on a winning streak. Toronto always finds a way to make things unpleasant for everyone. My instincts say BC will win this game. But my data analysis says Toronto wins 28-27. I'm going with the data. 28-27. Surprisingly, DraftKings doesn't agree with me. They got BC Lions at 3.5-point favorites. Toronto 3.5-point underdogs. 55.5 total points, which I have 55. That's really close, man. I got going slightly under. Boop. And I'm picking Toronto with the points. Boom. Toronto with the points. Boom. Slightly under. Boop. Safer bet is Toronto with the points. Boom. Saturday, August 23rd, 7 p.m., the last game of CFL Week 12. Saskatchewan Roughriders, 8-1, travel to the Calgary Stampeders, who are 6-3. This is for first place in the West, but not really, because Calgary can win. Saskatchewan's still first place in the West. Last time they played, Saskatchewan lost. If Calgary wins again, they're on fire. Someone put them out. I say Saskatchewan, best defense in the league, wins this game 31-27, forcing Vernon Adams Jr. to make mistakes. DraftKings is so weak. It didn't even pick a team. It said it's even. Pick them. Over under 55.5. I say it goes over. Boop. And I'm picking Saskatchewan Roughriders on the money line. Boop. DraftKings wouldn't even pick a side. What are you doing, DraftKings? Riding the fence? Quit riding the fence, DraftKings. Teams are starting to get ready for the IFL off-season. Even though the IFL National Championship game is this Saturday, I said it was last Saturday. I was wrong. I got my day. I didn't get the day of the game messed up. I got my dates on the calendar messed up. Consider last week practice. There is no fail, just practice. I heard you ought to say that once. Okay, so teams are starting to shuffle their rosters for next year in the IFL. They're not in the National Championship game. Green Bay and Vegas, Saturday night at 10:30. Jacksonville Sharks, they've released a bunch of players. They released defensive lineman Devin Phillips, defensive back Richard Coffey, wide receiver Marquis McLean, defensive lineman Stephen Horn, defensive lineman Frelion Rush, defensive lineman Brandon Monroe, defensive back Kieran Kingpen. I don't know. And then they have been suspended from the league. 2 offensive linemen suspended by the IFL. Offensive lineman Leon Burns and offensive lineman Donovan Jackson. Suspended. Beep. Arizona Rattlers are taking a different approach to the offseason. They're re-signing a bunch of players. Here we go. They re-signed wide receiver Trey Dixon, wide receiver Donovan Ollie, wide receiver Yo Hines Tyler. Let's go, Yo Hines. Yo Hines, I want some ketchup. Yo. Linebacker Jalen Campbell. Defensive lineman Jalen Bass. All about that Bass. That's Bass. It's Bass. Bass. I don't know. Defensive back, Joe So. Most clever name I've ever heard. Joe So. Linebacker Mikel Calhoun got re-signed. And offensive lineman Christian Strouder. Northern Arizona Wranglers also re-signed defensive back Simeon Burns. Ouch. That burns. Let's pick up some loose news. And the European League of Football as they get ready for the playoffs this Saturday and Sunday. Boop. 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 They have a new data analysis partnership with Schober Information Group Deutschland GmbH. They're going to help them process your data for marketing purposes. And in the NAL, the National Arena League, I'm an official media member for the NAL. I'm on the list. Here's what they sent out today. The NAL is going back to the deuce ball. It's not poop. It's not a poop ball. It's got little lightning bolts on it. It's white. It's red, white, and blue. Teams can add their own team colors to it, but everyone's getting the same deuce ball. It's not poop. It's a reference to kicking the ball and the kickoff through the goalpost and getting a deuce. It's not a poop reference. It's not that kind of league. They say they're going back to the deuce ball to show unity in the league, to show connections to their history. The league's been around since 2017. They want to show that they've been together, even though there's been like 1,000 teams in that league since then. That's an exaggeration, but probably close to that. They want to show they're still standing. We're still standing. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We got a deuce ball, not poop. That's the news for today in pro football. I was hoping to get to the Big Ten power rankings, but I didn't do it. I got to do it tomorrow. Probably. Hey, the Big Ten and SEC don't even play in week 0. Who cares? I care a little. I want to get it done. I want to share my thoughts. That's who cares. Me. I care a lot. I care a lot. Bum, 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 bum. We care a lot. Bum, 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 bum. If you don't recognize the song, check it out. Faith No More. We care a lot. Okay. That's the video for tonight. Remember, you want CFL News, check out CFLNewsHub.com. If you like the video, like it. Boo! You'll see more videos. Boo! You'll see more videos. Boo! And subscribe. Boo! We're at 129. Once we get to 1 billion, I'm buying a piece of pizza for everyone. Little Caesars. They'll be a sponsor by then. They'll be a sponsor as we buy their pizza for everyone on the planet. Well, a billion people. 1 billion pieces of pizza. Do the math, Ziggy. That's it for Football Scientific tonight. The portal is now closed.